Wrestling in the off. That's tough what she's got right there. Now, a takedown now is 3 points, right? That's relatively new rule, which is a college takedown.
Yep. Definitely changes up the game.
Got him on his back here. There's a fall from Triton. So that's 16 points. A pin for 10 points is 6. A decision is 3. And you can have major decision 8 points, which is 4 points. And a technical fall is 5 points. 5 points. All right, here we go. This young man, for Triton is Thomas Henneberry, and Thomas Russell was a rival. Tom is a 7th grader, so a young man, got a little bit of time in the game wrestling in a youth program up here in Newport, and we'll see who his opponent is here. This has got to be Otero. They sent, I think it was Percival the first time, or maybe it was the other way around. Maybe like some of these kids haven't done quite as well.
Yeah. I'm so far out of the game. Some of these guys.
It's funny. My son only graduated 2 years ago, and the turnover on the Triton team is significant. And I did a little scouting last week and came out and watched the Pentucket kids to get familiar with some of the names. But I don't know each and every kid, so we're going to pay attention here and try and give these kids their just due after a long season of training here. The Triton kids like Robin Pentucket kid on top here.
Yeah, I want to say this is Percival out there.
Okay, so maybe they flipped him. Maybe that was Otero the first time around that they sent out against Riley, and this is Percival. So Now, this ref we're familiar with. We've seen him. This is Sean Kiley, correct?
Sean Kiley, yeah.
Yeah, third year in a row for Sean. Third
Yep.
year in a row for us. Obviously at a different venue here this time around. Maybe next year we get back up there to the to City Hall. But for now, like we said earlier, we're here in the brand new gym. Good lighting, good crowd, and we're glad to share some high school wrestling with you.
A tough ride on top here.
Yeah. Yeah, these two teams are fairly well matched. I was thinking about it on the ride over here. I think Triton graduated 10 seniors last year. So it's a bit of a transition year. They got a bunch of young kids. And on the Pentucket side, they graduated Tanner Kamuta, who was a state champ.
Yep.
And they graduated the Skinner kid, who was fourth in the states, and made the New England tournament as a junior. So they lost some horsepower themselves. So it'll be interesting to see how this transpires here, which team can gain an advantage.
Tanner's wrestling at Western New England College, I believe, right?
He's wrestling in college. I've been tracking him a little bit, but he's at New England College.
New England College,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah, he's up in, I think it's in Henniker, New Hampshire.
Yep.
And the other kid, the Skinner kid, he's wrestling at York College, Pennsylvania.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah. And I've checked out their stats online a couple times, see how he's doing. Okay, Triton kid builds up. Pentucket kid knocks him back down to the ground, and they go out of bounds here. Yeah, this is the Percival kid. I just heard somebody call out his name, so
yep.
It had to be Otero there who went first. And Hannaberry, 7th grader, hanging around here against the freshman, Percival. Percival has a 14-12 record, which is pretty darn good for a 9th grader, but he was around last year. And Hannaberry's varsity record here looks like it's 5-4. Which
winning record as a freshman.
Winning record as a freshman.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
Really, we get the difference. A takedown here. We got a 3-0 match.
Yeah,
a little under a minute left in the second period.
Yeah, seems like you can't turn him here. He's working some stuff here, but the offensive top wrestler here is looking to work pinning combinations and turn their opponent, like we saw in the Riley and Tarmy match where she gained some back points there. And the bottom wrestler here is working his way up, and then he's forced back down.
Get the legs in, and now we know Coach Mack and Coach Archibald, they like when kids are wrestling tough out there for them.
Sure.
To have a 7th grader, 4-0 match now.
Yeah, he's got to get some hand control if he wants to work his way up there. He's trying to work his way into that kind of like heavyweight stand-up, 4-point stand-up. Isn't able to gain his elevation because he doesn't have any hands. And now they wrestle here at the edge of the mat in the waning seconds of the period here. All right, we get a buzzer.
We're going neutral here for the third period. Still anybody's match.
Who had choice there, AJ? Did you catch that?
I believe that was Thomas's choice to go neutral.
Okay. 4-0 here. 4-0 here. Pentucket has the lead with the Percival kid has the advantage.
Exactly.
Little spin behind here. Percival gets a 3-point takedown. He's going to go up 7-0. Strategy is going to be important here. If the Percival kid can't turn him, does he let him up and try and take him down and go for that major decision? 8 points or better. That's going to be something to watch here.
Good pressure on top for Pentucket. Thomas is really looking tough on bottom. He's doing a good job clearing the hands.
Yeah, a lot of forward pressure. You can see that. He's got like a 2-on-1 there, a cross wrist 2-on-1. Let's see what he's looking for here. Percival working for that turn here. We got about 1:10 left here in the match. It's going to be interesting here what the strategy is for the Pentucket kid who has the advantage, but does he go for that major? Oh, there we go.
Right. So we got a cradle.
See the ref there counting. He's got 4. Tommy's got 45 seconds for Triton. Gets back down to his belly. That's a good job by the kid. Now it's 11-0 AJ. He's to his feet and they go out of bounds.
And it's looking like Jesse Percival's had a good year so far. 3rd at the Pentucket Holiday and 4th at the Pelham Tournament. So it's definitely pretty impressive for Thomas Henbury as a 7th grader to be putting in the fight he has.
Yeah, he's hanging in there. Did get turned with that cradle. But let's see what happens here in the last 30 seconds. Let's see what, keeping an eye on his corner, seeing what coach tells him to do here. He's going to stay right there and ride this to the buzzer. It looks like we're staring at an 11-0 decision. So that's a major decision, but not a technical fall. So that's going to result in 4 for the Pentucket Panthers. All right, so we get Evan Hogan here. Looks like gets taken right down to his back. I looked away. I didn't see how that happened, but the Pentucket kid's got a distinct advantage here, going for the fall.
Both juniors, from the looks of it.
All right, Hogan gets back to his feet here. You can see him there. He's got the goalie mask on. He broke his nose 10 days ago against Salem, so they put him there in the mask. Makes it a little more difficult to see, but it allows the kid to get on the mat.
It's tough wrestling with those masks.
Yeah. Yeah, Ethan Tremley, the coach here on my left for Triton, wrestled his senior year in one of those for a long period of time. It's got to be a disadvantage. Switches that half. Hogan in a bad spot here.
Damien's going to want to settle in chest on chest here if he can.
Yeah, the whole kid doing a nice job. He's listening to his coaches, circling towards the head. Hogan from Triton. Oh, he might have stepped over here. We get 48 seconds. It's a long time, and you've been on bottom as long as he has been. We'll see if he can ride it out here. It's 10-1.
Oh, nice job by Even.
Now you see he's got to mess around with that. His headgear is a little screwed up. Face mask blinds him a little bit. But here we go. It's 14-2. 29 seconds left in the first.
And a nice shot from Pentucket.
Yeah, I thought.
Sprawl.
Yeah, I thought he was going to finish it. It is a good sprawl. He's pulling on the uniform there. See that? He's pulling on the singlet. Yeah, technical violation. So. All right, 15 seconds. Taking the advice of his coach, taking that shot. He's in on a single, trying to lift him. Hogan goes down, and he's got another 3.
A 17-3 match. So end of the first period.
Yeah, Damien Hole did a good job there, getting the kid to his back on a couple different occasions. Scoring some big points there. And then was able to get the 3-point takedown right there as at the end of the period. All right, here we go. So the Hogan kid's working on that headgear face mask ensemble that he's got there. The ref's going to give him a little bit of grace to get that thing straightened out. And we're going to start the second period here with the Hool kid on the bottom. All right, so even Hogan here is going to need something. Let's see if he can get him broken down. They're contesting this here at the edge of the mat. Now they work in.
And we have a tech fall.
Yeah. The Hool kid got an escape there, AJ. Made the difference 15 points. So they stopped the match, award the decision to the Pentucket kid, and that's 5 team points. That's 5 team points for Pentucket. So Pentucket 9, Triton 6. And we got Braden Lawrence here. And I think this is Anderson Miller. Now, if memory serves me, these guys wrestled last year, AJ. Anderson was an 8th grader and was getting kind of roughed up and came back to win the match late. So let's see if I know it's Braden Lawrence, and let me just double check here on Anderson.
Both wrestlers out there hand fighting, battling for position. They move center of the mat now. Pentucket wrestler looking for that collar tie. Snap down and a shot by Pentucket. Oop.
Catches him on the way in, throws him to his back, AJ. Braden Lawrence looking for the pin here. Sean Kiley taking a look. We get 50 seconds left here in the first period. Kind of a big spot for Pentucket.
Good job fighting off his back.
Yeah, Anderson gets his belly button down, and that resets things here. Let's see what Braden Lawrence can do from the top after securing a 7-0 lead here with 33 seconds left.
Oh, we got locked hands here by the Triton wrestler.
Okay, so the top wrestler locked around the body, and you can't do that in folk style high school wrestling. So the technical violation, 1 point awarded to the Pentucket kid, and we're going to restart with 23 seconds left.
Good forward pressure by Triton.
Yeah, he's getting too far in front. The Triton kid's getting too far in front and doesn't really have much. Interesting chain of events there. And the ref calls 1 point escape, and then goes we go to the end of the period, so now it's a selection here. So the Pentucket kid's choosing top.
Quick escape by the Braden Lawrence. With the reversal.
Gets the escape, and did he call reversal there or did he call takedown there? What's the call?
I thought it was one escape, a takedown, and then he gave the reversal.
Okay. All right.
I could be wrong, though.
I was looking down at my sheet at the time, so I didn't get a good look at it, so thank you for helping me with that. Now Lawrence here is going to start. He's going to go cow catcher here. And
the Pentucket wrestler is going to want to work towards the head, get his legs free here, tee off.
Yeah, he's got that shoulder captured, though.
Yep.
The Pentucket kid's got that shoulder captured. He's trying to work that and circle. He should probably circle towards his head.
Yep.
Yep. But the legs are a little goofy here. All right, and now they slip out.
The back points. Wow, we got a back and forth match here.
Now,
before you know it, it's a 10-10 match.
Yeah, if memory serves me, it was one of these last year as well. Braden Lawrence had the big lead last year, and the other kid came storming back. So this is holding true to form.
10-10 match, second period, 1 minute left.
All right, Braden's going to start working his way up. You can't wrestle there with your head on the mat.
And this is working a crossface. We might have a Peterson coming for.
Yeah, he's looking for Peterson, but he doesn't have that far wrist across his body. He's got to get that leg free.
Well, we get the half. If he jumps out to the side there, it could be trouble.
Braden Lawrence trying to peel that thing off, and there he goes. He does it. Now the kid switches to the other side. Anderson Miller here riding the half on the left side, then switches again to the right. All right, 3 seconds, 2, and there's time. Well, here we go, 10-10, going into the third period, and Braden Lawrence takes neutral. This has been fun.
Exciting match,
yeah,
for sure. Lots of action. Good snap by Pentucket.
Yeah. Miller's a ninth grader. Pretty strong for a ninth grader, built well.
Is he going to give him the takedown there? Yeah, it's takedown with backs.
Yeah. So that makes it 13-10, and then we're going to tack some back points on here.
Anderson's really going to want to look to tee off here.
Yeah, now this is where you got to know where you are as a wrestler as well. They're right on the edge of the mat there. Jumps over the top, nicely done by Anderson. Anderson still got the half, it looks like here. I'm a little obstructed.
Minute 10 left in the third.
Yes.
And Anderson got the fall.
Anderson Miller with a fall. Wow. Was down big early, comes storming back, gets the pin. That's a good job by the ninth grader. Anderson Miller with the fall gets 6 points for his team. All right, up to 132 pounds here. We have 10th grader Austin Scalamero, and let's see who comes out of the corner here for Pentucket. Whoop, trips over the mat, but he recovers nicely. All right, so Pentucket looks like they weighed in two different kids here. And let's see if we can catch this kid's name, because it's hard to know one kid from the other unless you follow the team every day. But let's see here.
Austin with a 19-7 record to finalist in Sons of Italy tournament this year.
Yeah, Austin started wrestling 3 years ago as an 8th grader and really showed promise. He actually made some noise in the sectional tournament and did pretty well. He was elected sophomore captain, which is a rarity. And now he's got a little inside shot, and he's got the 3-point takedown.
Riding tough on top right there. So
yeah.
3-0 match, a minute 15 left in the first period. Triton's up.
Yeah, Triton, this is a sneaky, important match here. Pentucket's up 15-6 over the visiting Triton Vikings. They got one of their better kids out here. This is an opportunity for them to score some points. Let's see what transpires. Austin Scalamero with a half here, deep half in the wrist, and there's the fall. It's kind of what you need there, AJ. They got one of their better kids. They're down. You got to count on your better kids to go out there and score team points, and he gets 6.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
it makes a big difference.
Yeah, fired up in the corner there.
You got Ben Imlach here, huh?
Yes.
River rival.
Yeah.
Alum.
So this is it's 138 pounds or 144 pounds. I think it's 138.
Yeah, it looks like they haven't updated the board.
Yeah.
If I had to guess, it was Gabe Percival, Jesse Percival's brother.
Yep. They have like I said, they got a couple different kids in here in this range. I thought maybe we would see another Imlac DeJesus match. Last year, Martin DeJesus, who's the captain for Pentucket, wrestled Ben's older brother Sam.
Yep.
And they had a couple different barn burners over the course of their wrestling careers. Sam has moved on. He's now at University of Maryland. So now his younger brother, Ben, is a junior captain. Sam was the captain last year with a couple other kids, and now Ben's picked up that mantle from his brother.
19-4 record. Gabe a senior with the 11-17 record.
Yeah. Good shot there.
Shot.
Ben, let's see what he does here. A couple different finishes available. Trying to tap that knee. Down the kid goes. And there's three. Maybe he can transition this to some back points. Let's see what the Pentucket kid does. He's mad aware out there. He realizes what Ben's up to and gets down to his belly.
Oh.
Little scramble 50-50, yeah.
Turn that corner and step up. Switch off.
Ben going near ankle, trying to go crossface, and then abandons the crossface, spins behind.
A lot of good pressure right there.
Some back points here for Ben Imlac. Sean Kelly, the ref, indicating to the scorer's table, that's 3 for Ben. So Ben moves to a 6-0 advantage. And we're into the second period. The Pentucket kid chooses down and will wrestle from here.
Those were big points right there at the end of that match. A little cheap tilt right there.
Yeah.
Nice job by Ben.
Yeah, the scoring at the end of the period, just like in hockey, is something that you want to do for your team, but not for the opposing team. What's he got there on the far side? He's got armbar.
Yep.
All right, trying to flatten him out here. Looking armbar on the near side. Now goes coffee grinder, head lever on his left arm, and he's pushing forward here. Little sit-out turn in by the Pentucket kid. Doesn't go anywhere. Ben's still looking for this position here. Far wrist, and he's going to get it. Minute 12 left here. Ben Imlac in control. Trying to jump back over and maintain that advantage. All right, there's one for the Pentucket kid. Percival gets back up to his feet.
Good job fighting out of that by Gabe Percival there.
Yeah, he was in a tough spot, and he managed to.
Nice takedown.
Yeah, Ben with the shot and the back heel, and then he's gonna be aware of where he is on the mat here. Yeah, he's fine. He's got that right foot in. He's got the kid in his back, looking for the fall.
We got feet off the mat.
Yeah, feet off the mat. Now, AJ, you were a college wrestler. I watched the Big Ten Wrestling Network, and the mats are gigantic. Were the mats, you were at Rhode Island College, as I recall, right?
Yep.
Were the mats as big when you were in school as they are as I see now in college, or were they a little smaller?
I guess it depended on what mat you were wrestling on.
Yeah.
Somewhere and somewhere.
Yeah, but
in general, they were bigger though.
Yeah, there's a disparity though between the high school mat and the college mat.
Yep.
All right, now here's the DeJesus kid coming out here in the green singlet.
Martin, a captain for Pentucket, 5th in the Pentucket Holiday, 3rd in the Pelham tournament.
Yep.
3rd in Pelham, 6th in Pentucket Holiday.
Oof. All right, takedown, turns him to his back. The Triton wrestler fighting here. Might be
sounds like Riley Heffernan, maybe.
No, Riley is. I know Riley. That's not Riley. Riley's a female wrestler. She's over here. She's over here on my left. I knew her older brother. My son was friendly with them when they were small. DeJesus with the fall. So DeJesus started at River Rival when he was little, and he's got a lot of experience, and it showed out there. That kid that he was wrestling, he's an 8th grader. He just started recently. Let me get a name for you. I think that's Nick Vinacola. I think it is. Nick's a new kid, just started this year. That's a tough matchup against Martin. Martin comes from a wrestling family. If you look over on the bench for Pentucket, you'll see his uncle there, who's been helping him since he was a little kid. Now he's a senior.
Yep.
He's going into the trades. He's going to be an HVAC guy.
Oh, excellent.
Martin, so maybe we'll see him out there on the job sites. All right, this is Foster Campbell. This is Foster Campbell against, this is Aiden Rumsey or Aiden Dorado, I believe, at 150 pounds. It's funny, they have 2 Aidens in the same weight class. So even if they call them by first name, we don't know which kid's which.
Foster Campbell looks like he took 3rd in the Sons of Italy.
Yeah, Foster's been at this a little while. I think Foster started 3 years ago. And he's been improving, steadily. All right, they go out of bounds here. Aiden maintains the 3-0 lead after the takedown. We're seeing a fair amount of coaching here from both corners. We have Coach McElligott here on my left, the head man at Triton. He's been with the program now over 25 years, and then of course Coach Pulio on my right, and as we talked about before, he's been coaching for 50 years. AJ.
He coached against me when I was wrestling.
Yeah.
Back in high school.
and I'm a little older than you, and I remember him and he was at Masconomet back in the day. But he's been here now, I think, over 20 years at Pentucket. So a lot of the same coaches, a lot of these coaches have spent a lot of time, contributing to these kids' lives and really helping the sport of wrestling.
And clearly both programs thriving based off the numbers. You look to each sideline, each bench, and you like to see the numbers. Yeah,
and you know what? Triton has 5 girls on their team.
That's awesome to see.
Yeah,
it really is.
I can see a young lady over there on the Pentucket side, so they have female representation, and I know
nice reversal.
Yeah, and Triton's up to 5 girls on their team. So
that's incredible. It's really good to see. I like to see that.
Okay, second period here. Aiden from Pentucket maintaining his advantage here on top, and gets a reversal to make it a 5-0 score. He's going near ankle, kind of cross face, looking for a pinning combination on the far side. Is Foster looking Peterson roll here?
Yes. Yeah. Yep.
See if he can capture that far wrist and bring it in across his
across.
belly. There he goes.
Hard.
There he goes. He's going to make that small.
Yep.
And there he goes. Now he goes right to the head. I would have liked him to see him sit there with the 2-on-1 to get his points.
Yep. Turn that wrist up towards the sky, to the ceiling.
Yeah. And he goes right to the head.
Settle in.
And he's still on top here. But he got the reversal and 3. Instead of the reversal and 4. Now he's running a half, and he's got it. Big spot here.
Left.
Oh, that looks like a fall.
He's got the pin.
It is. Gets the pin, comes back. It's got to win for Foster.
Yeah, ourselves a wrestling match here. Pentucket 21, Triton just taking the lead at 23 now.
Yeah. Foster Campbell coming back, getting the pin here. Triton.
So there's a classic example of running a half from parallel ride.
Yeah.
You know, you got to come out to the side with that half.
Yeah. And once he did, it really worked for him here. Okay, what do we have here? We got this is Hugh Copeland from Triton. Okay. He's a freshman.
Another freshman.
Yeah.
Wow, some young teams.
Let me get a look at this Pentucket kid.
Nice motion. Good shot. Oh, is this Olsen Yule?
Yeah, I think it is Olsen Yule. Olsen's dad coaches the
River Rival.
At River Rival with Gabe Casper.
Yep.
And made his move up to the varsity this year. And he's in a real good spot here. Running that half, he's perpendicular, looking for the fall.
You got it. Trying to fire up that Pentucket team.
Yeah,
get his team going.
The kid's fired up. Good for him. Gets the pin.
I believe his dad Scott was a Division I college wrestler.
Yeah, he was I think he was a Cornell guy.
Yes.
Cornell Big Red.
Yep.
So. Okay, this one might end up being the match of the night. So we've got Jordan Ortiz out there, junior captain, against Jackson Miller, 165 pounds. And as AJ said, senior captain. This one here might decide the match.
Battling for the underhooks there. Good job pummeling in by both wrestlers.
Yep, Jordan trying to go with that fireman's dump there, it looks like.
Ooh, he kept the whizzer. Tucker Russell's going to try and get his hips back underneath him. He's keeping that whizzer.
Yeah. You can hear Coach Arch calling for Jordan to swim for that half, but he still stepped over on that far side. You can see his left leg wrapped around almost like a Western
Merkel
hook
position.
Yeah,
you know, if you grab that near side. But
yeah, they're all mixed up.
Might be seeing a stalemate here. No, he's going to let him wrestle.
Yeah, we still have no score here, no control, AJ. You have to take your opponent to the mat with control.
Stalemate.
And a stalemate. That's when no progress is being made. So they're going to reset them here so we can get these guys moving again.
Good motion by both wrestlers on their feet here.
Yeah, Jordan with that kind of sugarfoot drop stance.
For the quick drag.
Now Jordan missed the first part of the season. He was banged up after football season, and I think Miller here was also a football player for the Panthers. So we get a couple football guys teeing it up.
I think one of the things you see from this program is you got coaches on both sides. They coach football, and they bring that over to wrestling, and you know it helps their football programs.
Oh yeah,
in a big way.
Mac was with the football team for years over at Triton. Came back to the team this year. Nothing yet.
Oh, what a scramble by these two.
So they go back and forth there, and there's like a throw at the edge of the mat, and it looked like Miller was going to have control. Then it looked like Jordan's going to have control.
Jordan
at the end.
Through and
yeah,
that was nice.
Looks like Sean Kiley didn't award points to anybody. So we are 0-0 into the second period.
Sean's letting him wrestle.
Yeah, he's letting him wrestle. Now Coach Pulo came over and he said take down. He instructed his wrestler to be in the bottom position. So let's see what Miller can do from here. He works his way up to a standing position. Jordan returns him to the mat.
Good mat return. Good forward pressure and wrist control by Jordan.
Yep, he's got two wrists now, trying to post an elbow, go cross face, maybe like a corkscrew or something like that. He's riding Western on the backside too.
Oh, nice reversal. Nice sit out right there by Jackson.
So Miller pulls ahead 2-zip there with the reversal. Let's see what Jordan can do from the bottom here, and let's see what Jackson can do from the top.
Jordan Ortiz, it looks like he's 8-0 coming into tonight. So, like you said, banged up a little earlier in the season.
Yeah,
but having a great season so far.
Yeah, he had to sit on the sideline for a month, sorting out some physical issues, but been good since he came back.
Sixth place in the section to D3 North is a section as a sophomore for Jordan.
Wonder what his conditioning looks like. He's only been back a relatively short period of time. Tough match here, working his way into the far reaches of the second period. Might be worth keeping an eye on conditioning here as we go into the third in a close match.
Looks like we got a going for the arm bar there.
Yeah,
maybe a tilt.
He's definitely working cross wrist, and Jordan needs to recover that hand if he's going to work his way up. There he goes. He's now working towards that hand and frees it. Now Jackson Miller goes half on the near side.
Tough right on top by Jackson. That was good.
So Jackson Miller reverses him and then rides him out. So Coach Mack comes over and he instructs Jordan to take neutral. So here we go. 2-0. Pentucket kid in the lead.
Now here's a big difference with that 3-point takedown now, right? I mean, takedown wins the match now.
Yes, good point. So. Yeah. I got to be honest with you. Sometimes I still go back to, the old school 2-point takedown. Back in our day, a takedown here ties the match. But the three-pointer, would win the match. Good shot, good dump.
That was good motion right there. Covered the hips, get that arm free.
This is kind of like the spot they were in before. They're all twisted up, but the Pentucket kid
limp-armed out of it.
Yeah, he sure did. He limp-armed out. And now he's got a 5-0 lead. And the clock's running here. Jordan needs something on the bottom.
So he's running that three-quarter Nelson right there. Jordan's still got his leg, though.
Yeah, the Pentucket kid's out front. Miller's out front. Now he's trying to spin behind. But the clock's running here, and he's got the lead. He doesn't have to do much to secure the win here, as long as he doesn't have anything crazy happen. This is good for Ortiz. Ortiz gets to his feet. Now he has an opportunity to score something big, but gets taken right back down.
Big takedown now.
Yeah.
30 seconds left. Eight-1 match. Still not a major, though.
No, I'll tell you what, maybe you cut him right here and take him down again if you're the Pentucket coach, but I don't see them asking them to do that there from their corner.
So we have stalling on Pentucket, so he was down on the leg for a little too long. He's got to work up there.
Yeah, you can hang on the lower part of the body. Is it 5 seconds? If
5
I'm not
seconds,
mistaken?
yeah.
Yeah, not a lot of movement on Jordan here. And there's the buzzer. Jackson Miller, 8-1, gets a 7-point victory over Jordan Ortiz. And that's going to push the Pentucket Panthers to a 30-23 advantage here in team points. And here we go, 175 pounds.
So another rival an alum, Colton Barlow.
Yeah, a young man.
Versus Cooper Zielinski, another rival rival.
Yeah, Cooper's. These kids are kind of at opposite ends of their experience. So, Cooper's an 11th grader. He's got a terrific record, and the Barlow kid's an 8th grader. So he looks like he might be in over his head here a little bit. He's fighting hard off the bottom.
Difference between an 8th grader and a junior right there.
Yeah, you can see it. Like the Zaneski kid is a big, strong kid. You know, there's a big difference in maturity, and you know, he certainly used it to his advantage.
You know, Colton sticks with it, though. You're going to see the same thing from him when he's a junior.
Oh, Colton's going to be terrific. You know what? I've watched him a couple different times. He's got some wins at varsity. He has good instincts. He fights hard. Saw him in a match earlier this year. He came roaring back and beat a kid. So the future's bright. The future's bright for him. I think he's got a younger brother. Maybe he joins the program, too.
That's what I love about this sport. You just keep walking through the door. You're going to get better.
That's right. Yeah.
Absolutely.
You just got to keep showing up. All right, so we got James Amato here, who is the Triton 190 pounder. Okay, he's a junior, and we got two different guys here that it could be for Pentucket. They have Paul Suozo, who I remember last year. He's a senior. I think this is Suozo.
I was going to say that's where I'm going with. So it looks like Pentucket's taking advantage of the co-op at Newburyport this year.
Yeah.
3 or 4 kids.
I went by River Arrival one day, and I spoke to Mr. Ewell, and I was looking for Gabe Casper. He wasn't there. But they had a ton of kids from Newburyport. They really did. They had a bunch of kids. You know, in my heart of hearts, I hope that Newburyport sometime can, put their own program together.
How great would that be?
Yeah, it'd be so terrific. You know, Triton has that big rivalry with Newburyport and the other sports. Not to diminish the rivalry that they have here, but I think that kind of 3-way rivalry between the towns.
Oh, it'd be so great to see.
It would be so terrific.
Newburyport's got a bunch of tough kids up there.
Yeah. So. A lot of good athletes. And from what I understand, talking to some of my informants, the AD is wrestling friendly.
Yes, former Salem.
Oh, is that right?
Guy, right?
I don't know who it is. I don't know who the AD is up there, but
I believe so.
Yeah, so I'd really love to see that the Clippers be opponents for the Pentucket Panthers and the Triton Vikes. That would be a ton of fun.
Getting a hard ride on top from the Pentucket wrestler, Paul Suzio.
Yep. Tomato working up from his base, gets broken back down to his hip. We have 7 seconds left here, short time in the period. 3-0. That score looks like it's going to hold.
Good sprawl by the Triton wrestler here.
Suozo in on a deep shot. Triton kid flips him over, and then the Pentucket kid turns him. For a minute there, it looked like the Triton kid might get something going there, and Suozo strong enough to roll it through. Gets the 3-point takedown.
Tight wasting an arm here.
So AJ, thinking back a couple of years ago when we first had the great debate up in Newburyport, Triton won the first match between these two teams up there. It was fairly decisive, the first one. Last year was much closer. And now we look up at the scoreboard here, 36-23. We've got 2 matches left beyond this one. Pentucket looks like it's in good shape where they could secure the victory here. They can take care of business these last 3 matches.
Yeah, this is a pivotal match right here for Triton, the overall match score here.
Yeah, they could really use a win here if the Triton kid could get a win here, even a decision win. It puts them in play.
Yep.
For the last 2 matches.
23 seconds left in the second period. Pentucket's up 6-0.
Yeah, you can hear his coach. He's saying, all right, just ride him. Nothing crazy. He knows, with 3 points here, that really bodes well for Pentucket. So, coach has been around a long time. He knows exactly what his team needs right here. All right, there's the buzzer for the second period. We're going to the third here. Pentucket's Paul Suozo leading 6-0 over D'Amato from Triton.
Starting off the third period on our feet here.
He's going to sprawl here, get a whizzer, but instead gets taken down.
Oh, to a headlock.
Crazy.
Oh!
Wow.
Again, I thought he had it.
It's kind of similar to last period where the Triton kid had the advantage and the Suozo kid, he's muscling through that. He's really just, turning his way through that, powering through.
A 9-0 match. A minute 20 left. Triton Wrestle building up to his feet.
So he's got a major right now. This would be a 4-point decision. 14 points, that is. Picks him up, returns him to the mat. We got a minute 7 left in the match.
A tight waist going. Looks like another arm chop. Pentucket wrestler call for stalling there.
Must want him to be out.
Come out to the side.
Yeah, coming out to the side. Yeah.
On that tight waist and parallel ride there.
Triton kid trying that heavyweight roll there from the bottom. Not going to happen. Suozo O'Connor's parallel ride here again. D'Amato working his way up here, trying to muster something here in last 30 seconds of the match.
Pentucket wrestlers riding that cross wrist.
Yep. Coach telling him to stay right there. Nothing crazy.
Yep.
There we go. Nice job by Suozo. Suozo Sr. from Newburyport, 190 pounds. Gets the victory, 9-0 over D'Amato from Triton. That brings us to 40-23.
I'm always impressed. We always have a great dual meet matchup between these two teams.
Yeah, even in years past where you thought, one team or another had the advantage, there's always good matches and, the teams both rise to this occasion. It's the Cross River rival. And it's fun to see. A lot of these kids train together in the off season.
Nice knee peck there.
Yeah, it sure was. This is Ben Woodfin for Triton on the bottom. And
it's like Will Lewis from Pentucket.
Yeah, this is Will. I saw him on Saturday. When I came over to check out the kids, they were wrestling against Tingsboro, and I got to watch a few of the Pentucket boys, and he was one of them. Now Woodfin's a football player. He plays center, I think, on the football team, and I'd be surprised if this Will Lewis kid didn't play football as well for Pentucket. Here he is riding kind of like a near ankle, and they go out of bounds.
Quick sit out by Ben.
Yep, Lewis looking for a half here on the near side and the near ankle. Woodfin trying to peel it off and does. Woodfin with a little knee slide there from the bottom, trying to create a little space, a little movement. Okay, here we go. That's a far wrist and a near half, and Lewis is putting it on him from the top. Woodfin hanging in there, though.
He's definitely wrestling tough on bottom, not giving that up.
Yeah, he was torquing that. He was putting his using his legs, driving into him as you're supposed to. Using that lower body and upper body in conjunction with one another. Trying for far side cradle.
This is where I'd like to see Will Lewis go above the elbow right there. He's down on the wrist, a little too low. He goes above the elbow and with that near forearm, near ankle.
Yeah, it's the small things, it's the small adjustments that give you a little more leverage here or there, or a little more advantage. What do we got? We got a blood timeout here. By chance, looks like Lewis has gone over to the training table. Going to wipe a little blood off the kid. Maybe it's a nose. Maybe it's a scratch. It happens in wrestling.
So you're, what are you, 2 years out now?
Yeah.
Doug, you graduated?
Yeah.
What do you do with all your time in the winter season?
I don't know. I'm still calling matches with you. I follow Triton a little bit. I don't go as often as I used to. I'm kind of a man without a country now. My nephews wrestled for Masco from like 2010 to 2016, and then I was watching like your kids and the Triton team, and my son with the Triton team, and obviously your son was across town at Ipswich, Georgetown, and then eventually at Pentucket. So I'm kind of a man without a country. I don't watch as much as I used to. I still catch college matches on Big Ten Network and the various streaming services that are out there. You can watch more college wrestling now than you ever could.
Yeah, no, that definitely can.
Yeah,
it's tough not having the connection at the high school level.
Yeah. I still know some of the kids that were younger when my son was in school. One of the things I'm seeing in college, and I know you've seen this as well, there's so many crazy freshmen now that just come in and they're dominant right away.
Yep.
Out of these high schools. 133 pounds in college wrestling. Ryan Crookham just went out with another injury from Lehigh. I feel terrible. The kid keeps getting hurt. But there's like 8 or 10 studs in that weight class at 133 pounds. The local kid, Tyler Knox, is one of them. But he's got his hands full in that weight class. There's so many good competitors.
Well, I mean, look at the high school kids that place in the college tournaments.
Yeah.
Bo Nickel.
Oh yeah.
I mean, Bo.
Bo Bassett.
Bo Bassett.
Yeah.
Jack Forrest.
Yeah.
Oklahoma.
Yep. Yeah.
Right?
He was on the world team last year, and he was in high school.
And then Sid Tilsley.
Yeah.
Not Sid.
James
Tilsley.
Sid graduated. He's at Harvard. Yep. He's doing fine for himself wrestling at Harvard. But James, you were referencing, he's a high school kid this year, and he placed, where was he?
The Johnson Wales Open.
Wow.
157 pounds, went 6-0 on the day.
It's crazy.
Beat a national qualifier.
All right, Woodfin's in trouble here. Will Lewis looking for the fall and gets it. That just further salts this away for Pentucket. Pentucket here with a commanding 46-23 lead here at the third version of the Great Debate. Looks like it's going to be a good night for the Panthers.
Looks like we had junior versus senior.
Yeah, Connor Flynn from Pentucket out there. He's got the platinum blonde hair. And Mike Hadezuk. Mike Hadezuk is a junior for Triton. He was named captain this year as well. Another underclassman. Triton doesn't have one senior on the team.
That's got to be a good feeling for the coaching staff, knowing that you're getting all your kids back next year.
Yeah. It's they've got a bunch of juniors and
big single leg
and a bunch of
the headlock. Oh, slipped it off.
Yeah, you're right. Mike tried the headlock there, slips off. Let's see what Connor can do here from the top position.
Now Mike took first at the Sons of Italy tournament this year.
Yeah, that was a heck of a day for Mike. Mike just tried a little heavyweight roll there.
Nice with the reversal.
Corkscrew from the top position. Haydersuk here, and the Pentucket heavyweight's trying to work his way up, but now Mike rolls him through.
He caught it.
Now
corner.
Trying to go cow catcher here, driving in.
Oh, great pressure.
Yeah, can't go parallel there. He needs to stay perpendicular.
Great pressure on top.
Yeah,
Mike.
But look what he's doing here. Now he's posting that elbow. He's trying to swim that leg out.
Yep.
And now he's going to turn
right around. 30 seconds to go in the match.
Now he needs control here. He can't let the kid roll through like last time. He needs to hold him right there so he can get some of his backs. I don't see him counting. Sean Colley, the ref, isn't counting. He is not counting because the match is over. That was a pin.
It was. 46-29 match.
Yeah. Haydersuk gets the fall there. Tighten up the score a little bit for the visiting Vikings. But it's a big night for the Pentucket Panthers. They win the third iteration of the Great Debate and their first one out of the three.
Yeah. Yep.
So good for Coach Bulio, good for Jackson Miller, senior captain, good for Martin DeJesus here at the front of the line for the Panthers here, getting a victory on their home turf.
We still have next year. We're going to have a bunch of River Rival guys wrestling in this thing again too.
Yeah.
So nice to see.
We'll have to keep track of those River Rival guys. We just had one of them, Martin DeJesus, came by and said hello to us.
So it's really great to see the progress. Martin was there one of my last years with River Rival when I was coaching. To see the kids finally come through, it's really special. It really is.
Sure. Yeah. And now Martin's, all grown up, and, we've said it over the years with different kids, whether it was, Sam Imlach or, Nolan Merrill or, the Skinner kid that came through, had a hell of a career for Pentucket. Either of the Kamuta brothers. We saw either of the Kamuta brothers when they were little guys. Now here comes a little Pentucket fan across the mat. The kid's about 6 years old. Maybe we're watching him in a dozen years. Out here from Pentucket.
You watch boys become men.
Yeah.
Right in front of your eyes. It's really something special to be a part of.
Oh, yeah.
When you're fortunate enough to be. Well, Charlie, I wish we did this more often.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. We kind of have a date on the calendar, get together every year and watch this. We'll see what we're going to do here. It looks like we're going to have some JV matches we're going to hang around for.
Oh, excellent.
And you know how this goes. You've been part of these meetings before. You can see Coach Wezzo's over here, Wezolowski. He's over here on one knee, and he's kind of comparing notes with Coach Penn and Coach Arch.
A little horse trading going on.
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir. See if they can
find the
match some kids. And this is the type of thing where if you have a kid that's like 10 pounds heavier than my kid, but my kid's got, a year's more experience, you try and, make it even. You might give a little weight for a little of experience or vice versa, but you don't want a fourth-year kid against a first-year kid or a 150-pound kid against a 117-pound kid.
Yep, this is all about experience, just getting experience for the kids out there.
Yeah.
Get them out on the mat. Mat time is what it all comes down to.
Sure.
Getting comfortable out there.
Yeah, absolutely right. Yeah, so this school went up a couple of years ago. I know for a fact, I've walked by it a couple different times. Wakefield High School is being rebuilt.
Really?
Yeah, it's being rebuilt. And their gym is coming down, which is a shame. Their field house, I understand it's coming down. I don't know that as a certainty, but I believe it is. And then Salem High School is going to be rebuilt. That's coming up in the next couple of years. So we're starting to see some of these old wrestling barns where, you and I both spent a lot of time maybe being replaced. Hopefully they're replaced with similar similar gymnasiums where you can fit a lot of mats and have some all-state tournaments. Salem Massachusetts was always one of the gyms that would host the All-States.
Yep.
So let's hope it's replaced with a gym that is very similar in nature. I thought that was a terrific gym, just like the old Lowell gym was terrific back in the day.
Yep.
In the 80s. I like that field house. They did the New England tournament there year after year. So we'll see what these new places look like.
Yeah, Wakefield, we spent a lot of time in that gym.
Yeah, well, they I was talking to one of the Wakefield coaches, and they host the D3 states almost every year.
Yep.
And where were they last year? Were they at Gloucester last year? Gloucester's got a terrific big old barn where you can put a bunch of different mats. They have a field house running track. You can probably fit 6 mats in there. Methuen, of course, has a big gym. But
back in my day, it was always Wayland.
Wayland's got that old wooden structure that was there in the 80s. We refurbished it. I worked for a construction company, and we refurbished it back in the 2010s. But, that structure goes back, I bet you it goes back to the 70s. Okay.
Looks like we got Jackson Diamato in the 7th grader right here.
Yeah, now his brother wrestled 190. If you look, you can see the facial similarity. And let's see who we have here.
Maybe Greg Laterio?
Could be.
Or maybe
it's not.
I don't know if we get the full roster here.
It's not Percival.
Yeah, this. We got a nice takedown by Pentucket wrestler. Trying to run the half, coming out to the side.
Yeah, you've seen that combination there out of Pentucket quite a bit, kind of trying to run that half and almost like a near ankle. And now he's going far wrist half. D'Amato kid trying to keep his head up here. You look away from the half, you don't look into it.
Yep.
Now he's going to settle back here. He's going to try and settle back at the edge, but D'Amato gets his belly button down. 4 near falls awarded.
Let's get that arm. D'Amato's get that arm wrapped up. Laterio. We got a 7-0 match. 37 seconds left in the first period. Triton's down. Nice job riding on top with the toes in. Knees out. Good looking back and forth there.
Yeah, right there at the end of the period, there was a little back and forth. All right, D'Amato down here. Start the second period. It looks like they're going 1-1-1 here, AJ.
Yep.
High school matches are typically 2-2-2.
Yep.
College matches are 3 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 minutes.
Yep.
And we have the D'Amato kid here who's just got his leg scooped.
Get that leg out.
Yeah, he wants to get that leg free and go perpendicular. Or maybe he's going to go parallel here. And the Pentucket kid gets his belly button back down. Let's see what he awards here. Okay, he's a 2 reversal. He got 4 near fall. Now he's trying to go near side cradle.
Get that head in the side. There we go. Laterio's going to want to try and break that grip best he can. There we go. Cradle up again.
Yeah, walk that towards his head. Driving home, walk it towards his head. Oh, we get a buzzer there. We got 2 near fall. D'Amato on the comeback trail here. Jackson D'Amato was down big, 9-0, and now it's 9-8. Third period. Let's see who gets choice. All right, Pentucket goes down. Let's see what D'Amato can do from the top here. He needs to turn this kid, or let him go and take him down if he's going to secure a victory here. He's got a minute to do it. Snaps him back.
Yep.
Snaps him back. We got 2 swipes.
He's got the 2.
All right, the ref holding 2 there. Awards the 2 to D'Amato. 10-9 D'Amato. D'Amato here. No points yet. No points yet. Still driving into that leg. Escape potential here for Pentucket. Gets driven to his backside.
Want to keep that leg. Yep, just tilt him back. Settle back, circle towards the head right here. Yep.
Scoop that far arm. If he scoops the far arm and settles in here, might get the fall. He does.
You got it.
That's a good job by the D'Amato kid, huh?
It was. Tough wrestling by both wrestlers.
Yeah, he was down big, came back, got scored some points there in the second period, and then gets a fall.
Yep.
Oh, I met this kid. I met this kid at the JV tournament. Let me get you this kid's name. This is Emmanuel Germain, 132-pound 8th grader for Triton.
Okay.
Out there in the powder blues, which, AJ, you might not be old enough to remember this, but back in the day, Triton had the powder blues in the 80s.
You know what? I don't remember that.
They did. If we had Con Madigan here, he was wearing those powder blues back in the old days.
Yeah, I want to say they had darker blue singlet with some white and a little bit of powder blue in there.
Okay.
Back in the 90s. I know Georgetown had some ugly singlets back there early on in the 90s.
Yeah, well, that weren't your decision, all right?
Nope.
All right, Manuel Germain here. Working cow catcher, drives into him. Keeps driving into him, turns the kid to his back. Just stay right there. That looks like he might have the fall.
Yep.
All right.
Nice job driving in with that.
Yeah, Emmanuel, you could see him there. He had that kind of front headlock, went under his arm, drove into him, and he's fired up. Comes over to his teammates. We're all happy for him. Good to see.
A lot of motion going on out here.
Yeah, I think this is Nick Vinicola for Triton, who is an 8th grader, newer wrestler, first-year wrestler. I think we saw him wrestle varsity, and he's out here again trying to get some more experience. Pentucket kid with a good back heel trip gets a 3-point takedown. Yeah, we get some blood here. I can see it on the Triton wrestler's leg. He's leaking everywhere. He's cupping it in his hand.
Well, we know what Pentucket's been working on in practice. Half of the wrist.
Half of the wrist. All right, we got Coach Penn over here. Ethan Tremblay, long time Coach Penn for the Vikes, and Ethan, who wrestled here for the Vikes back in 7 or 8 years ago. Made reference to him early. He was wearing the goalie mask.
Yep.
Towards the end of his, I think it was his junior year.
He's one of the original River Rats.
Yeah, he is.
River Ravels.
Yeah, he's a River Ravel kid.
Yep.
He's about the same age as your boy.
Yep.
About.
Grade above him.
Yeah.
And the beauty of the sport of wrestling is you make friends across the state.
Sure.
Across New England, for that matter.
Yeah. I met a guy from Lowell. This is last year, and I said, "Oh, you know George Bossy," and off he went. He wrestled for George Bossy back in the '80s. He was retired, and he was a cop, and he wrestled for Bossy back in. He had 100 George Bossy stories, just like everybody does. Everybody that meets Bossy's got a story. Okay, so here at the mat, edge of the mat here, you see a couple of the assistant coaches here for Triton. Going through the ritual of getting your nose plugged up with cotton balls. See if you can get them out there. You can wrestle with a bloody nose, you can wrestle with a cut, but they don't want you leaking all over the mat. So they're going to wipe the blood off this young man and send him back out there.
So does Doug miss it?
Yeah, he does. He does. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if he found his way to jiu-jitsu sooner or later.
Excellent.
Sooner or later. He did have shoulder surgery. My son had shoulder surgery back on Halloween. So that was...
Labrum or?
Yeah, he had labrum. Yeah, he had labrum. He had some anchors put in there to stabilize that. He was having problems. He was having problems in the weight room with his shoulder and just overall functionality. So he went and had it looked at.
That's a tough surgery. I had my labrum done.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Okay, then you know more about it than I do.
Yep.
Yeah, he's got a bunch of holes in his shoulder. It looks like he got hit with birdshot.
Yeah.
And but he's on the other side of it now. He should be recovered here.
To be honest with you, that doesn't surprise me watching Dougie's shoulders contort into certain
Yeah,
ways when he was wrestling.
a fair amount of people made that observation, to be quite honest with you. So, okay, let's see if we can get some names here.
I see a Cameron maybe from Triton.
Could be.
Maybe a Cameron Green. So be with him at 57.
Yeah, he looks like about 157 pounder. Pentucket kid with the takedown here. Goes ankle tight waist, driving him forward, trying to get the weight in his hands. Now he's trying to go like far side cradle, but now abandons that, and he's back to the parallel ride.
Surprise, surprise, we got a half and a wrist.
Yeah. Yeah, this is Cam. This is Cam Green. Yeah, I remember a couple of years ago that the first great debate, we must have had 25 JV matches afterwards.
Yeah.
You know, we had a lot of wrestling that night. Okay, here we go. Pentucket with the near side cradle. He's trying to bring it back to him. A couple different ways you can do that. You can see him posting that left leg in the mat, trying to drive him over towards his back.
Controlling the wrist.
Yeah. Cam's headgear's too big. All right, we get time there. All right, 3-0 Pentucket after a first period takedown and a ride out. Looks like it's Triton's call. Triton takes top. Pentucket kid gets down in the referee's position here, gets set. Sean Kiley waves the Triton wrestler on, and here we go, second period.
Jump over those legs, yep.
Yep.
Palm out.
Good job by the Pentucket kid here. He kind of gets a little elevation and turns into him, reverses the position for two. All right, now let's see what Cam's got here. Cam's a young wrestler. You know, he's a first-year kid. You know, here he is. He's got a guy on top of him. He's got to get some hands and gain some elevation, work up to his base, get some back pressure in. Maybe he can work something from there. Okay, we got near side half. Near side half, he's trying to...
Short time, he's going to want to look away.
Pentucket kid gets the turn there late. AJ, did you get 3 swipes there?
That's what he was given.
Yeah, 3 swipes, huh? So that's 3 more points for him. How old is Cam? Cam's a freshman, so he's got some time left here. Looks like Triton's got 3 more kids here with their headgear on. So we got some more wrestling coming up.
Good forward pressure by the Pentucket wrestler on top here. Would like to see him come out to the side a little bit more.
Yeah, he's sitting on that lead a little bit. But like you said, AJ, this is all about experience for both kids. You know, what's the old expression? You win or you learn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pentucket wrestler wins 8-0.
Yeah, 8-0.
Good match by both wrestlers.
Yeah, Triton kid hung in there.
Good effort.
So this is F.A. Husel Osoi, sophomore for Triton out there. He's got the rudest wrestling sneakers. Sophomore, first-year kid. Don't remember him being around last year. Pentucket kid with the takedown. Circles behind.
Motion on bottom, knee sliding out there. Wrestler working that tight wrist. So maybe an arm bar coming.
Yeah, like you said, recurring themes here, right? Arm bar, far wrist. A lot of halves, far wrist. A lot of arm bars, far wrist. Basics work. Okay, Triton kid gets the FA gets the 1-point escape here. 20 seconds left in the first period. All right, there's the buzzer, ending the first.
3-1 match.
Yeah, Pentucket in the lead here.
So coach has done a pretty good job, teaming, sizing up wrestlers according to their skill sets. And
size and capability, experience levels, all been pretty good. Also, what do we have here? We have, looks like the Triton kid. See, the Triton kid took down. Being down here, maybe looking for an opportunity to score. Maybe even that match. All right, tight waist, working on that near arm, you know, pulling out the legs of the table, driving forward, jumps for the half, can't get to that side. Now he has it. Let's see what he does here. Okay, you can see F.A. turning his hips, but now the Pentucket kid has him turned.
Short time here.
All right. Good timing for the Triton kid. Gets out off the bottom when the buzzer sounds. 6-1 Pentucket here. All right, here's Coach Penn walking out on the mat, giving a little instruction in between periods. We're headed here into the third, and he says take neutral. From that neutral position, you can get a 3-point takedown, 4 near fall, and it's a new match.
Yep.
Okay, tries a little throw by there off the tie. That ear-to-ear tie.
There you go.
Oh,
he's pulled him down top of himself.
Yeah, I noticed that. He tends to let his feet get too close to his opponent and pulls him in. And that's just a mark of a younger wrestler, just inexperienced.
That was a nice little slide by, though. He had that.
Yeah, he did. He did. That's nice.
Just didn't finish it.
Yeah. Okay, 18 seconds left here. Let's see if he can gut this out here. It's in a tough spot, but Pentucket kid took a look up at the clock there. Switches shoulders, under 5 seconds. Let's hang in there if you're the Triton kid.
There you go.
Yeah. All right, I like the fight there. You know, he fought all the way to the buzzer there. You know, was in a tough spot, down a couple points, and rides it out to the buzzer. Loses the decision, doesn't get pinned.
2-point difference right there. It's big.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, now here's the Colton Barlow kid for Triton. I mentioned earlier he wrestled 175 pounds against Zelensky, the junior from Pentucket in his first match in varsity. So now he's out there wrestling JV, 8th grader. This kid that he's against looks like he's a lot closer to his size. And let's see how this one goes.
Nice little shot right there. Get back up to his knees, get off his belly.
All right, so he's hanging there on that single. Pentucket kid trying to circle behind. There's the award of the takedown for Pentucket.
Oh, nice.
Barlow pulls him over.
Nice reversal.
Yeah, here we go. So you can see here, you know, in his varsity match, he went up against Zaneski. And Zaneski, I was just checking this. Zaneski's record is like 30-3 this year.
Yep.
And he was wrestling the Triton 8th grader. Now the Triton 8th grader is in there with someone that's probably a little closer to his age and ability. Running that half there, far wrist. See the knees out and the toes in. So, you know, young man's got some schooling under his belt. Tight waist here. Here we go, half Nelson. He reinforces
nice
that.
Job.
Let's see what he does here. If he turns that to the head, still trying to scoop that head. Tough spot for the Pentucket kid. Sean Kiley taking a close look here. There's a fall. All right, Colton Barlow gets himself a win on the JVs. Does a nice job there. Comes over, gets 5 from the coach. All right, I think this is Jake Nuzzo for Triton. Woodfin wrestled with the varsity, and I believe this is Jake Nuzzo, 215 pounds.
Matt Veeder, maybe from
yeah, that's a good
Newbury,
call.
Pentucket.
They're both sophomores, and it looks like Matt has himself a takedown and a 3-0 advantage here. Oh, they're going 2-1-1 here, AJ. I said 1-1-1. They're going 2-1-1. Veeder here with a half and a wrist and a fall. Gets the pin, gets a big round of applause from the crowd on the Pentucket side. And the wrestlers make their way off to their respective corners. Let's take a look here. You see anybody else?
Oh, that looks like it's it.
Yeah, it looks like it's it. Good night of wrestling here at Pentucket High School. The great debate here in Pentucket as opposed to Newburyport. Maybe next year we'll make our way back up there.
Yeah, I like the atmosphere over there in Newburyport, not going to lie.
Yeah.
And hopefully we'll get the nod again next year.
Yeah, we'll see. But a good night for the Pentucket Panthers. They reversed their fortunes over the last couple of years, and they win the match here 46-29 over the Triton Vikes. And we appreciate everybody tuning in. We appreciate everybody coming out, and a good night of wrestling here at the gym.
Excellent night.
Yeah. Good to see you, my friend.
Likewise, Charlie.
Take care.
See ya.
We'll see you next year.
For sure.